I welcome every fan of the photovoltaic system and more or less for the people who have extreme conditions just like me. Not everybody is on the lovely sunny beaches and where the sun is shining whole year, but we are some people who has this condition. We have frozen, snow and a lot of things coming on the panels, so we don't have the illumination going through and we are kinda losing, let me say, the power. You can see this is my roof. There is a lot of strings, two strings, they are high voltage, but under the snow they are not making so much energy. Here I have, you see, my special project and it is the strings for the winter time. It is the fence and those panels are exactly so balanced like they have on the east and on the west condition orientation, and they will produce the most of the power in the winter time. We will of course have a look, for example here, look, it is fully covered, there is nothing coming, and we will see this in the data a little bit later on the video. But do you see this one? It is so cool. Imagine you see it is all the time snowing and the snow is not holding, keeping there, staying there, sticking to the panels. It is very good condition. And I really have to say, we really need 90 degrees. 90 degrees, it is the only solution. If you have, let me say, 70, 75 or something, it will stick the snow on the panel and it will be not so efficient as it is on the 90 degrees. We will now look on the panels that I have on the shield of the house, and you see this is 75 degrees. Do you see like the snow is sticking there? It's holding even here, maybe not here, but 90 people, 90 degrees, it is the solution. Definitely 75, it sucks. I have to say that it sucks. And it is very important to take it in the mind when you are building project for the winter, that you really need to take the cover. Point is, you have seen my roof. This is my south shield and you see he is very clean. And I will show you the north side of my roof. This is the north side and you see the snow is there also lying and it is very bad. Definitely the orientation is north, so it is not so much energy whatsoever. Okay, so this one is cool. I think we have the introduction. You have seen all parts of my photovoltaic. You see me here because I was doing this video in the Czech language, and the point is we have to look on the power. I'm just saying how much power I have. You have seen it, what we have conditions, and we have 2 kilowatts. That's it. Here you can see my whole months. You can see it is exactly, I think the November. I was a little bit taking the power from the grid because with 2 kilowatts I really cannot access everything that I can. I think it is nice for the home. You can really buy the energy for the heating, but for the home you can get it from the photovoltaic, so I have to a little bit separate it, split it. You see I am buying on the spot. It is also interesting price. If I want to make the heating up, I go always the summer morning, the night hours, where I can buy the cheap electricity for the heating. And you see those peaks here. It's possible to maybe even charge the battery for very cheap, and when you have the big capacity and you can sell it to the network, to the grid, you can do it here. You can sell it for very nice price. So you can even make 100% rabatt on the charging the batteries and discharging the batteries back to the grid in one day which is quite amazing. Not every country also can, let me say, this option. It is legal, but in my country it's no problem. So for now, it may be changed in the time, but we will see. I'm just explaining for my Czech audience how I was, let me say, selling, what I was charging, how many kilowatts, and so on and so on. What was my progress? Which is very interesting. I think I have a lot of audience in the Czech area who is watching my channel, my Czech channel. It will be a link here somewhere, and you can check it. It will be, I think, even with the subtitles of the English language, may be interesting for you. This is the system where I monitor, let me say, my strings. Yes, exactly. You see, there is 8 inputs and 4 MPPT channels. Photovoltaic 1 and 2 is 1 MPPT, 2 and 4, 3 and 4 is second one, 5, 6, it is third one, and 7, 8, it is the fourth one. On the 1, 2, 3, 4, I have the big roof, and it is the 4 strings. You see they are big, about 600-700 volts each, and you see the power. I have like 220 milliamperes only coming from the strings on the main roof. If there is a little bit more snow, I will have nothing at all. Definitely nothing. But you can see that the fence, that where is no snow, which is on the PV 5, 6, 7, 8, it's coming, let me say, 5 times more energy than from the roof. So imagine like that. Let me say I have on the roof about 40 kVp, 40 kilowatt peak installed, and my fans will be about 32 actually, something, I mean those 90 degrees panels orientation. It will be about, let me say, close to the half the main roof, half the fence and the shields on the house. So it will be very, very good. And if come a lot of snow, like 5 centimeters plus or something, sticking on the main roof, there will be no production whatsoever. I will have nothing. There will be zero. It will be zero, maybe like this. It is the measurement failure. There is no string whatsoever connected. But generally there is 250 milliamperes. With 5 centimeters or 10 centimeters snow, you have nothing, zero. It will be microamperes maybe, and it will not even turn on your inverter. So that's why I have built this fence, because this fence will provide me the power in the times where the snow is lying on my roof, on my panels, and I will have some power for my home that I can live actually, because I am really very dependent on my power grid and also on the photovoltaic, and I really need it, and I want to cut the grid off. I don't like to buy it. The services now in the Czech Republic is not so good, so that's why I want to find a solution for the winter time that I can stay off grid even in those hard conditions. Definitely, when you build a fence, and I have built one panel from west, one panel from east, and it's very good system. You can make those two panels actually parallel, and it will be even better. I have used bifacial, but it's only because they were cheaper than the normal one, so don't make the bifacial so crazy thing. But it's quite interesting because I think you can see, like, if you see the 850 milliamperes here on the channel 8, and let me say 1.19 on the channel 5, it means like you can have, let me say, from the bifacial, for example, 0.85, and when you have two panels, you can have maybe a little bit more, 1/3, let me say more, when you use two standard panels, not the bifacial. It's something like this. I think it is quite nice improvement. Definitely, the advantage of the fans is exactly what I said now. You have parallel connection, and you will never get the maximum power of two panels. Let me say, if you have one panel 15 amps, the other one 15 amps, together they should be doing 30 amps when they are on the sun, but they will never be in the same moment on the sun. So the sun will be coming from one side around it, and it will go on the other side. So the average amps that you can get from these parallel strings from those two panels, it can maybe reach, I don't know, let me say maybe to 16, 17 amps maybe in the maximum and go back. But the curve that you will have, you will have square curve in the system actually, because it is the best thing you can do if you really need the power early in the morning and late in the afternoon. Then definitely building two panels in the 90 degrees is much better than building south string, because let me say the price of the panels now is very cheap. You can buy 40, 50, 60 euros, maybe $60, doesn't matter so much. Very cheap panels. When you buy two of them, it's like 120. It was the price 2 years ago, and definitely the construction and material, aluminium, stainless steel, whatsoever, it's so more expensive that the construction is more expensive than the panels alone. So you can really afford to have two of them, just like I am building, and it is very good. I'm just listening myself what I'm talking now. Yeah. I would like to remind you, because in the winter time, you know, there is a lot of diffusion light, and diffusion light is coming from every direction. It doesn't matter where it comes. And in the parallel string where you have two panels, you have double flat meters of the cells, and you will get much more energy from two panels than from one lying on the south, and when he is under the snow you will get nothing. So this is also very good when you have the illumination from the snow, and remember the snow is white, so the sun is, when the sun is coming, or the illumination, it's actually mirroring from the white and going back to the panel, so it is even collecting more power from this diffusion light, from this diffusion illumination, which is quite good. And at the end you have parallel strings. They will go never over 20 amps or whatsoever, 18. So you can have parallel string on your inverter. For example, you buy inverter 10 kilowatt, and he will have two inputs, one MPPT. So you can put two strings actually on one MPPT, channel 1, and two strings on the channel 2. So you will actually have 4 strings, and you can have not 10 but 20 kilowatt peak installed on your inverter, and there will be no problem whatsoever. You will have only the two parallel connections, each for each channel, and you will earn more energy even in the whole time. and your curve will be very wide and maybe not so high. Actually, it can do sometimes something like M curve, let me say a little bit, but when it is on the south, you have just this hill and that's it. Yeah, so it's not the best condition because you have a lot of power, let me say between around the 12, let me say 2 o'clock or something. So that's nice to have it in this time. But for example, I need power in the morning, I need power in the evening. So you can make even the combination maybe of 3 strings, parallel 3 strings, and you will have one south oriented and then 2 sides. So it will be something like the tunnel, something like my wood house actually. And with this condition you can maybe even install 3 parallel strings if you use the panels which are not so high amperage, and let me say something about 10-11 amps. When you have in total like 30-35, it's very fine, because it will not reach the maximum, it will go about 16, 18, 20, something about there, and you will not overload your inverter. But you will have a lot of energy in the morning, also in the evening, and definitely there will be from the south string on the top even a lot of energy in the daytime. So the curve will be starting, it will be starting from here, it will start on the top, then it will go like a little bit this, a little bit high, and it's better to show it on the picture, but I don't think so we are coming there tonight. I will make the video about it in the next time, because this translation is kinda, let me say, chaotic. I really cannot listen myself and make the pure dubbing, but I will do it for you, because it makes some kind of sense to make it really nice. That's what I think it's really worthy. Okay, so thank you for your time, for the watching. I will make for you more detailed video in the next one, and I think it will be very let me say educative for you, and in the end you can gain maybe some inspiration for your own projects, because I think there is a lot of people who really needs to see those things, how they are actually working. I have built my fence now. I will maybe show you the condition, what it is now. Give me a second. So now you can see the condition I have built, because I was trying to make as much panels as possible before the winter. It is actually a few days after this snow video was made, and you see the snow is now gone, but it will come in few months, in few weeks. Definitely there will be snow, and I am happy that I have my strings ready. For example, you have seen the roof, there is 20 on each, and it will be under the snow. I have nothing. But on this fence I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 panels, which makes me this east string. And you see there the panels on the other side. It is also 9 panels, and it is the west string. Yeah? We are watching like on the east now, and or from the east position maybe, and here comes, I think, the most power in the winter time. So I have this one string. On the wood house there is another 9 string west, and the 9 string on the east. So there is actually 4 times 9 panels string, about 4 kilowatt peak each. So it's like 16. Then I have the roof on the top, but it will be definitely covered in the winter, so I cannot count this one, but it's another 9 panel string. Then I have made from 3 panels on the right side and 6 panels on the left side here on the video, another 9 panels that I have connected. It's actually connected to the wooden house, to the roof. So it will be another 4 kilowatt string. And then I have 4 kilowatt on the house on the east and 4 kilowatts on the west. But they are 75. We have seen there was a little bit snow, but they still can produce something. It will be not so big deal. So let me say we have installed like 28 kilowatt peak for the condition when the snow is on the ground and on the roof. And this is something very important. Imagine there will be crazy winter and 1 meter of the snow will come. 1 meter, people, those panels, they are 1 meter 80. Here below it's like 30 centimeters, something around plus minus more or less, depends on the position. So if there is 1 meter of snow, I will have snow somewhere here and it will be still working on the 50%. And you know why? Because those new panels, they are actually themselves in the parallel condition and connection. Because this bottom line, this is one panel and he is parallel connected to this panel. So it means if we have this half below the snow with 1 meter snow, I will still have accessible 50% of energy of my photovoltaic. So when you will be building your photovoltaic and you know that you might have a lot of snow, definitely build them on the, let me say, high position. If you make the fence and you take the long panel and you will put him like this, yeah, then you have problem. Definitely you will have problem because you will lose the power. When you have covered half of the panel like here, then it's nothing coming also, or very, very low. But here you still have pure 50% of each cell. So that's very nice. That's very nice solution from the panel builders who did those panels. I think it was very clever idea. I would like to end it for today. I think we have a lot of information. I make some pointers for myself, what I want to give you for the next video. And I think it will be much more interesting because we will have pure data. I hope so in few, let me say the next year, there will be pure data from the winter time, how much we had, and so on, and so on, and so on. Maybe shortly, give me a moment. I have opened the monitoring and I have picked up 4 channels, which is actually one roof. One is the west, south and north string. And then we have the photovoltaic input 6 and 5. And they are both actually on the fence. And we can see the power. So if we go, for example, in this moment, we see we have the power 4935. So it's about, let me say, half ampere, even less, on the main roof. So in this condition, even the south roof, let me say, it is the photovoltaic one, it's making only 490 milliamps. The north side, where the sun is not even touching, the sun in the north side is coming only in the morning, only in the summer. And so there is no direct light whatsoever on the north side. And we still have 350 milliamps, which is quite amazing. Then you see the photovoltaic input 6 and 5. And the 6 is actually even better than the 5. But I think the fence, he's not so straight. He is some, let me say, angle between them. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we have those strings a little bit changed angle about maybe 5-10 degrees. It's not so much, but it makes some difference when the sun comes out. And actually you can find there will be difference, that the string on the 6 is actually a little bit better. I also have to admit that the photovoltaic 5 input has much longer cable. There will be a lot of meters on the string, so it can be also reflected in the power and how much energy we actually produce. Now was a little bit, let me say, the sun coming, and you can see in the average we have 1.5 amps on the south, and still the photovoltaic it is the same power. You see, there is not so big difference. And you have 1.46 on the string, and it is two panels. One is east, one is west, two panels, 90 degrees. But they will be working 24, let me say, the daylight hours, 365 days in a year, even when the snow is lying on the roof. And when you have the snow on the roof like 3 months, then those fence panels will be working for you in this period, and you will be happy to have them and to charge your batteries, and your off-grid will be running without issues. And you don't have to go on the roof all the time. And even if you have something on it, then imagine its fence. It's up to 2 meters high, and if you have something there, you can very easily clean it. But definitely on my roof I cannot go on the top, I cannot clean it. There is no chance unless you use I don't know how many cubics of hot water to get rid of the snow, and so on and so on. So it makes pointless work, and income is anyway nowhere. So this is what I wanted to show you, how it actually works. I think it is very important to see those numbers, and I think in few days more, let me say January, we will have more data to compare, to see. I will make the video exactly, we go outside like on the beginning, we will check it. Okay, we have the snow on the main roof, there is nothing, there is zero, there will be zero, and we will see how much is the fence actually producing. So thank you for the watching, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you and bye bye.